Hey, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to give you a really quick tutorial on just a very simple graphic reveal. With client work, sometimes they already have a logo and they just want you to reveal it in a pleasing way. And so I'm going to just show you a really simple technique to mask and reveal without having to do too much animating. Here we are in After Effects, brand new project. Let's double click inside of here and let's grab our Illustrator file with our logo in it. And most important part, composition, retain layer sizes. If you guys have questions on how to actually set up your Illustrator file to be animated in After Effects, I'll leave a link in the description below that will show you a more in-depth tutorial on how to do those things. But for now, we're just going to import. And here we have all of our layers. So let's go ahead and just start. Let's turn everything off so we can just see what we're looking at. Okay, we got a background layer. The most important thing that you guys can do is start labeling stuff either ahead of time, which is a great idea, or once you get into After Effects, before you start getting layer after layer after layer, go ahead and rename all these assets. And I'm pretty sure this is a guide layer. Yep, this is our guide layer. So let's go ahead and animate these two guys right off the bat. So let's reveal them. And we're using this black line just as a guide layer because I'm going to have them fly in diagonally like you saw in the intro. And we want that to happen in about half a second. So the key is that they're already in their final resting place. So hit P on the keyboard to bring up the position shortcut. We're going to come back here in time. We're going to grab line number 1. We're going to drag this guy out so that way its path follows the black line of our guide layer. Okay, and then we're going to do the same exact thing here. And we want them to be even because we want them to hit their final resting position at the same time. There we go. And now we can actually, we can turn this layer off or we can trash it all together. I'm just going to bring it down underneath our background layer so that way, just in case we accidentally forget to turn it off, we won't see it anyway. Okay, so that's where we want the final resting position to be, and here they are animating on, which is nice. We want them to come to a nice gentle rest. So we're going to go keyframe assistant, easy ease. And I'm actually not a big fan of just leaving it as easy ease. However, in this case, it's really not necessary for us to do much more than that. What I do want it to do, however, is rest here for just a moment. Now, toggle hold keyframe is your friend whenever you have animations that need to stay put for a minute and then not change again until later. However, in this case, because we're doing it quick and easy, we're just going to make another keyframe. And then we're going to come over here to 1 second. Here's the trick. So we want this to reveal our entire logo. So our logo is here, and we're going to line 2, down, out of sight. And I'm going to bring this to rest just on the edge of the composition there because I'm going to need to keep track of how far I've gone here in just a sec. Okay, there we go. Guys, our animation here is done. So good job if you've made it this far without any problems. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff. Okay, so now how do we actually get this to reveal our layer? We could mask out our logo and then animate the mask and do it that way. But then if you need to change the logo or you need to do anything different with the timing or something like that, you got to go in and redo individual keyframes. That sounds like a lot more work than it's worth. So I'm actually just going to go new, solid, and then I'm going to press T for transparency or opacity on the keyboard. I'm just going to bring that down to like 50%, 49%, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, and I'm going to resize this just a little bit. And I happen to know that the angle of this is roughly 30 degrees. So I'm just going to go negative 30 degrees. And I'm going to put that right on the line. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to bring this down to about right there, because we're going to like hide our sins underneath the line layer, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So we know that our animation begins here at frame 14, and we can open both of these up, press P for position, and we've got a keyframe now for their position. And we're just going to go ahead and do this now because it will affect how we animate each one with their motion path. So I want to make sure that we've got our keyframe assistant, easy ease. Alternatively, you can just press F9 on the keyboard. and that's a faster way to do that. So here we go. I'm just going to drag this guy out of the way. And we're going to drag this guy out of the way. And there we go, you guys. It's actually done. Everything that we need to do is now set up. All of our animating is complete. So now we just need to set up the rest of the composition to do exactly what we want it to do. And as you'll notice here, because we put the easy ease on all of these keyframes, they stick together in the space of the frame. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click these, and we're going to press Controller Command Shift C to pre-compose. And we're going to pre-compose these layer, pre-comp 1. It's fine. We're not doing much, so we don't need to keep track of hundreds of layers here. And we are going to bring this down on top of our logo layer, but underneath our line layers, okay? So now we're going to toggle your switches and modes. So we're going to create a track mat for this guy right here for our logo layer, okay? We're going to go alpha matte inverted. Yep, that's doing exactly what we want it to do, but why doesn't it look right? Well, it's because these are still transparent. So we're going to need to boost these back to 100%. There we are. Tab will show you where you are in your composition flowchart, so you can tab between compositions that are related to each other. So pre-comp 1, bam, lets us go back, and fourth. Okay. And now here's our animation. Done. But there's one thing that I don't like about this. I don't like that you can see the line after where it would normally land in the logo. So I'm just going to go to where it would normally disappear. And I'm going to Command Shift D to split the layer and just delete. Oh, we had cap lock on. So now it disappears completely and we're done. That's it. So let's turn our background layer back on. Make sure you keep your track mat layer unchecked. All of the work that the track mat layer is doing is inside of the composition, reading it from the logo layer. If you want to see it, there it is. But since we don't want to see it, obviously that's the point of a track mat, you just turn it off. You just turn the little eyeball off, but you can see that it's still doing the work. And the last step, never forget this step, because it is the first indication that somebody didn't exactly follow through to the nth degree of it. Turn on your motion blur. So now we're going to go back, tab, go back into our composition, got that nice streakiness, and boom, there you go. Simple logo reveal, really easy to do, not a whole lot of effort, but your clients are going to be impressed. Last little bit here, we'll just shorten our composition. N to put your work area range selector on the current time indicator. Command Shift X will shorten your timeline, and 0 on the number pad will give you your RAM preview. But here we go. That's it, guys. Really nice job. Really easy to do. Thank you, everybody, for checking it out. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do whatever it is you're supposed to do with a YouTube channel. I very much appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.